When we fail, our pride supports us, and when we succeed, it betrays us. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to start this day because then I'll just be expected to finish it. Fear is a probability by its own cause of actions. If we live by it, we lose all the possibilities of endurance. Good ideas stay with you until you eventually write the story. You never change your life until you step out of your comfort zone. Change begins at the end of your comfort zone. What you perceive as a failure today may actually be a crucial step towards the success you seek. Never give up. In between goals is a thing called life that has to be lived and enjoyed. Trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. I had forgotten how much light there is in the world till you gave it back to me. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. We're going to aspire to break through and create our own reality. Happiness is not the absence of problems, it's the ability to deal with them. If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. If you have joy in your heart, even the most mundane moments will become extraordinary. A stone is heavy and the sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Overconfidence blurs out the risk. Inferiority magnifies it. You will receive everything you need when you stop asking for what you do not need. It takes sunshine and rain to make a rainbow. There would be no rainbows without sunshine and rain. Where there are bees, there are flowers, and wherever there are flowers, there is new life and hope. Not how the world is, but that it is the mystery. Life was not longer something to endure, but to live. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. It is by no means an irrational fancy that, in a future existence, we shall look upon what we think our present existence as a dream. If you've never eaten while crying, you don't know what life tastes like. For every dilemma, find at least 3 or 4 possible solutions. The creative process leads to better results. Every life has a destiny. The trick is to discover it before the end of your life. Otherwise, you will have too many regrets. A painter should begin every canvas with a wash of black, because all things in nature are dark except where exposed by the light. I never ask a man what his business is, for it never interests me. What I ask him about are his thoughts and dreams. When people try to bury you, remind yourself you're a seed. Do not wait for life. Do not long for it. Be aware, always and at every moment, that the miracle is in the here and now. First, you jump off the cliff and build your wings on the way down. Sometimes it's not enough to know what things mean. Sometimes you have to know what things don't mean. Almost anyone can be an author. The business is to collect money and fame from this state of being. You can't find someone who doesn't want to be found. Imagining something is better than remembering something. Defeat may serve as well as victory to shake the soul and let the glory out. Life is to be lived, not controlled, and humanity is won by continuing to play in face of certain defeat. Tongues and trees, books and running brooks, sermons and stones, and good in everything. The goal is to reduce the time of suffering, not eliminate it. The progression of time is inevitable, nor can it be controlled, but we can control what we do within the time available to us. Discussion is impossible with someone who claims not to seek the truth, but already to possess it. Status will get you nowhere. Only an open heart will allow you to float equally between everyone. Nothing forces us to know what we do not want to know except pain. You are not the victim of the world, but rather the master of your own destiny. It is your choices and decisions that determine your destiny. To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble. The truth doesn't always set you free. People prefer to believe prettier, neatly wrapped lies. You must not ever stop being whimsical, and you must not, ever, give anyone else the responsibility for your life. It's not the men in your life that matters, it's the life in your men. When we stop fighting against death, we are able to wake up to our lives. The world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. Free your mind from routine, keep your brain somewhere else. I can't seem to be a pessimist long enough to overlook the possibility of things being overwhelmingly good. If a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing badly. Shine your light and make a positive impact on the world. There is nothing so honorable as helping improve the lives of others. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Until you step into the unknown, you don't know what you're made of. Trees are poems the earth writes upon the sky. We fell them down and turn them into paper that we may record our emptiness. These mountains that you are carrying, you were only supposed to climb. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. I will no longer mutilate and destroy myself in order to find a secret behind the ruins. A life fueled by passions is like riding on the back of a dragon. Never worry a bit in life. Always be full of merriment. You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential. It is not hard to walk without looking. It is hard to walk without seeing. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life. Man starts over again every day, in spite of all he knows, against all he knows. It's a lie to think you're not good enough. It's a lie to think you're not worth anything. The smell of the sweat is not sweet, but the fruit of the sweat is very sweet. Become braver, stronger, wiser, kinder, and you will become better. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. The moon and the stars shine, even when the clouds hide the sunbeams. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before. Emulate good behavior that when you encounter people from your past, you won't have to hide yourself away. To learn something new, you need to try new things and not be afraid to be wrong. The number of people who believe a thing has no bearing upon its truth. The opposite of a correct statement is a false statement, but the opposite of a profound truth may well be another profound truth. Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence. That truth should be silent. I had almost forgot. I would rather be an opportunist and float than go to the bottom with my principles around my neck. Life's like a painter's palette. Just when you've got everything worked out, the colors change. Never do anything that you can't admit doing, because if you are that ashamed of whatever it is, it's probably wrong. Once you have read a book you care about, some part of it is always with you. Beauty is about being comfortable in your own skin. It's about knowing and accepting who you are. Dying is only one thing to be sad over. Living unhappily is something else. The right thing to do and the hard thing to do are usually the same. Success and failures are always very near to each other. Each can turn into the other very quickly. The higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. Your life begins to change the day you take responsibility for it. Happiness is a choice that requires effort at times. Time deals gently only with those who take it gently. The darkening of the world makes the irrationality of art rational, radically darkened art. Reason is the power or capacity whereby we see or detect logical relationships among propositions. The universe may not always play fair, but at least it's got a hell of a sense of humor. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. What I want is so simple I almost can't say it. Elementary kindness. Never complain. Never explain. Resist the temptation to defend yourself or make excuses. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, and you will be happy. From a certain point onward, there is no longer any turning back. Dreams are what keep us growing. They are what keep us alive. To give up is to let our dreams die.